All right, what's up, my friends? So today we got a fresh setup. I already skated it a little bit. Dagger board, OJ wheels, Bronson bearings, trying out some Royal trucks, some Dagger grip, SAB hardware, and what else? Yeah, that's it. That's the setup today. And
ultralight.
Huh?
Ultralight
Royals. So we're gonna see how that feels. I'm gonna break them in, get some good crooks on there, get the little lines I want. But point is, we're gonna talk about the topic of making sure you're trying to be intentional about setting up as consistently as you can, you know, considering what's in your control. Not everyone has the privilege of getting a fresh board or even like choosing out what setup they want, but in the case you do, or when you get the chance to, you want to start thinking about what works for you and what is not helping you progress in the way you want to, right? So, you know, it's very grippy grip, wasting your shoes away too quick, and maybe you can try something like Jessup, you know, or some of the lighter kind of grips. Are you using bushings that are too loose? Can you tighten it up a bit for your liking, or vice versa? Are you using trucks that are too high, too low, that aren't allowing you to snap the right way? These are questions that are healthy to ask, even though you aren't really in control of what your setup is, because eventually the goal is to make sure that we're able to choose our setup, because the more consistent we are with the setup, the more consistent we have our choice of the hardware, and the more consistent we're able to be with our tricks. Now, I know not everyone wants to be a competitive skater or care to have all their tricks first try, and for some, we might even find a lot of fun in just trying out different things, different shapes. Regardless, there's always some sort of consistency you can apply to your setup, whether that's the same bearings, you know, looseness of the trucks, regardless of what setup you skate, or even something as simple as, you know, making sure that you're always skating a size 8 or size 8.5 or something like that. There's always some sort of consistency you can apply, and this video is here, you know, I'm pretty much sharing this topic so that hopefully it encourages you to try out what that means for you. It's kind of like, the way I like to think about it is like, if you know, you have a style of clothing. For me, it's just a medium-sized tee, kind of slim, regular fit pants that are a bit high water, I guess, and slip-ons. I see setting up my board as a very similar thing, where I could wear some baggier pants, or I could wear a bigger shirt or a different hat, maybe even like a bucket hat and this and that, but it's not what I prefer, right? And so that's how I think about setting up my skateboard. I can skate many other different, you know, pieces of hardware, grip, board size, and shape, but I prefer to keep it consistent, because I've found that through experience, it's allowed me to be just consistent throughout my whole approach with skateboarding and even progressing in it. And so why that matters is because, like, you know, some low trucks might not give you the same snap when you go to different spots, and maybe in a spot like this, you don't need, you know, to snap high or snap good or be very reactive. But in other spots where you have to start off on a ledge that's higher, or a spot that's a little higher, you want consistency, because you're not trying to increase the risk of injury. So this is all about being intentional and, you know, about your setup. So it's less about being consistent and having everything perfect, but more about being intentional with your choices of your setup. Today we're just kind of focusing on the board, but it can also apply to the same shirt, same pants, same shoes, even socks. Some socks just don't get even good grip in your shoes. That affects the skating, for me at least. But it's not about having this mental madness when it comes to setup. It's more about just understanding that you always have a say or some sort of control with what you're skateboarding. But having said that, it's going to be a short video. I just wanted to bring that up and hopefully have you guys think about it. Feel free to ask more questions. Otherwise, you can hit me up at profe.carlos on Instagram, profe.carlos, and that does sponsor these videos. And so if you want to talk about what I do as far as coaching on Instagram or on YouTube, you know, for the videos on YouTube, and then on Instagram a little more interpersonal, hit me up there, leave a comment here, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.